Hello, everyone. My name is Derek Skeeb, and I am part of the team at World Vision Ignite. And we are talking about Christmas today in this Season of Giving webinar. And we can reclaim the beauty of this season and give real hope. Here at World Vision, we empower kids around the world and in the US to live full and fruitful lives and to know that God loves them. And we believe that every student can live into God's purposes in your lives, regardless of the season. You may be young, you may sometimes be disregarded by adults, but know that you are created by God and you can have a uniquely powerful impact on the world. And so in our time together, we are going to be thinking about Christmas. Have you thought about Christmas? I've already received some Christmas lists from my girls. So you might be thinking about the holiday, and we're going to delve into the real meaning of Christmas and what does 5 loaves and 2 fish mean regarding Christmas? What can we learn about this story from the Bible? And then we're going to hear some dreams from across the world of what kids around the world would like for Christmas and how we can live into becoming world changers ourselves. So think for a moment. You probably have an answer for this. What is the best Christmas present you've ever received? If you're from a family that shares and opens presents on Christmas, what's the best Christmas present you've ever received? As you're collecting your thoughts, or if you need some inspiration, here's what some World Vision Ignite students in Pennsylvania said.
The best gift I ever got was a dollhouse. I really like that gift because I have been wanting it for a long time.
The best gift I ever got was my electric bike because it helps me get around and helps me get groceries for my family.
The best gift was a trip to Hawaii with my best friend, and I think this was a good gift because it was very meaningful. I hadn't seen her in a while, and it was a good trip. It was fun.
The best gift I've ever received is my coat because it keeps me warm in the winter.
The best gift I ever got was a trip to Great Wolf Lodge. It was the best gift because it was the first trip that I ever went with my adopted family.
That was Diana and other students from Alliance from Berks Christian. I just love Diana's story. Going to a water park with her new family, the family that chose her as their own. And doesn't that sound so meaningful and so in line with the meaning of the season? Being together with family and being chosen in and just imagining that gift of being together. And it reminds me of Jesus's arrival, of Mary and Joseph saying yes to God and welcoming in Jesus into their lives and this Savior into the world. And it also reminds me of how Jesus chooses us and invites us into his own family. And you remember just a moment ago, I was telling you, what does 5 loaves and 2 fish have to do with Christmas? Well, it's a story that I think that we can read in the Bible and hear about and just relate it back to God's call for any of us. God has a special place in his heart for kids. I'm so taken with all of these intersections with God that kids had, including this story where Jesus was teaching the 5,000 men plus women and children. And his disciples wanted Jesus to feed everyone. And they asked him, all right, let's let the people go so that they could get food. And what happened next? You know the story about what happened next. Matthew called in a massive Uber Eats order for McDonald's Filet-O-Fish sandwiches. That's what happened. Big tip to the driver for the XXXL order once it showed up on a team of donkeys. Now, actually, it's not what happened. Jesus said to his disciples, you feed them. No Uber Eats is available at that point. And so Jesus put it on his followers, his leaders. And in the book of John, we read that they met a boy who offered his 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And this boy was faithful to give Jesus what he had so that Jesus could be generous to others. This miracle unfolded to where everyone had plenty to eat. God provides through his people. And Jesus does not expect us to solve all of the world's problems, but he has given us all something. He has called us to be faithful with what we have. And it's inspiration this Christmas because we're talking about Christmas, and Christmas is a season of giving, but it looks different all over the world. These are a couple of boys in Zambia. But what I want you to know is that millions of kids around the world are hoping and praying for things for Christmas that might not be on your list, and there's one thing that might be on your list. So check this out. Look at this photo. Wow, what is happening here? So your school partners with World Vision's Ignite initiative, and our prayer is that you will see the needs of kids around the world and help meet those needs. So what do these kids need? I mean, this is their water source. These kids have water jugs and they're gathering water. So these kids need some clean water. It's a real and critical need. And here's some more about what kids around the world need for Christmas.
How can you help end the global hunger crisis this Christmas? Buy a gift. You can deliver critically needed food and other gifts to children and their families fighting hunger and starvation. Chickens and a Goat can help provide a steady supply of eggs, milk, and protein to help families feed their children and build a hunger-free future. Give a gift, change a life.
So chickens and a goat might not be on your Christmas list, but it definitely is on the Christmas list of many other children around the world. So I present to you top 5 Christmas gifts to help others this Christmas. And you could find these gifts and many more at worldvision.org through our gift catalog. So instead of giving a family member something that they may not really need, like a tie, if your dad is needing a Christmas present, you give him a tie, but he probably doesn't actually need a tie. You can give a gift in his honor and give through the gift catalog, and it can make a huge difference in their life. So gift number 5, a bicycle for a girl. So this might actually be on your list, but in many countries, girls are forced to drop out of school because they live too far away from school and they risk dangers on the way to school if they're walking there. But a bicycle can provide safe transportation to school. They're at a much lower risk of getting harmed on their way to school, and it provides them a better access to school because girls are often left out of school in many communities, and that's just not right. And school is one of the most important opportunities to raise kids out of poverty. And your gift of a bicycle will provide safer, speedier transportation and help open the door to a new future for a school-age girl. And I've seen these bikes like you see on your screen here. This is called a Buffalo bike, and they are indestructible. And beyond providing a bicycle, we also train people in communities to repair the bikes, because we would rather not just give people things around the world and just see those things not be fixed if they break, but we repair items like bikes by training local craftspeople to open up repair shops, and that provides income opportunities for them as well. So gift number 5, a bicycle for a girl. I was mentioning about hunger and the need for some relief in this critical time right now, because there's a global hunger crisis. So gift number 4 is a response to the global hunger crisis. So what is the global hunger crisis? You might not have heard of this, but nearly 300 million people around the world are facing deep hunger, even starvation, and it's costing the lives of many, many people. And I want to introduce you to one family that is facing this. So this is a story about a couple of brothers, and they're named Blue and Sunday. And don't they have great names? I love those names. So Blue is the older brother. He's 9. Sunday is 4 years old. What are they doing here? What are they doing here under the trees? There's not enough food to eat. And so they are trying to get berries off of these trees, but it's just not enough food to eat because there's an extreme drought in their community in Kenya, and they don't have any livestock. They don't have any other way to eat. And so they find other food, and thankfully World Vision is in the area. So Blue carries his brother to a World Vision clinic. Can you imagine carrying your sibling for miles when you are hungry too? Little Sunday, he doesn't have enough energy to go, but Blue cares for his brother, and they walk to this World Vision clinic because they could get medical help and they could also get a meal. And this is the only good meal that they get in the day. And so they get some clean water and some food, and World Vision team members help them by checking their health, and they get to spend time with some other kids at this clinic. They're washing off those beans, and it really is an answer to prayer, this gift of emergency food through this very tough season for Blue and Sunday and millions of other kids around the world. So the global hunger crisis is gift number 4. And you see that star over there, 5 times impact. That means if you give $100 to this, it multiplies 5 times. So your gift multiplies because of matching grants. So a huge value there as well to help kids in great need. Well, I've mentioned water before, the gift of water. It frees kids from sickness. So it saves time walking to find dirty water from a swamp or a pond or a river, and it helps kids stay in school because they don't get sick. So this is Chiru after she got clean water, but this is her before she did. Can't even imagine that as the source of water for yourself and your family. But that's why clean water is in our top 5 gifts. So when our well drilling teams arrive in a place, we talk to people about their needs, and often the biggest need is water, because more than 1,000 kids a day die in the world because they don't have access to clean water and hygiene, washing your hands and toilets, according to an organization called UNICEF. So for kids like Chiru in Kenya, you can see how happy she is here. Clean water is a godsend. So this is her a year or 2 after she got clean water in her community, and she no longer has to walk miles for water and collect that disgusting water that you saw just a moment ago. And a well like this can provide water for up to 300 people. And it's a gift that lasts, because it's not just shipping water bottles into a community, it's a lasting source of water. And World Vision wells last for a long time. They are maintained by the community. If they break, the community knows how to fix them. So a recent study showed that a World Vision well is just as likely to be operational 2 years after it was built than 18 years after it was built. So these are long haul solutions. These are lasting solutions because we teach people in the community to maintain their water sources. So water changes so much for the better. This is a boy in Honduras who has access to clean water, and he's able to focus on school. And this is Mindy. And what do you think she's doing here? I mean, she's doing something that you probably do multiple times a day: wash your hands. And because of hand washing and clean water, she can stay well. She doesn't get sick all the time. And there's restrooms at her school, and hand washing stations is just a part of life now at her school in Guatemala. So part of the gift of clean water, part of the many benefits of clean water. So gift number 2, it's an animal. What do you think it might be? It is ducks. For just $30, you can give a family ducks. With the gift of ducks, families can benefit from hundreds of large protein-rich eggs all year long. I know that my youngest daughter has eggs almost every day. Chicken eggs, not duck eggs. Chickens are in the catalog too. But this is a game changer because baby ducks can be sold, and the money made can help send children to school. So here's a little bit more about ducks.
What can help a family overcome hunger this Christmas? Ducks. That's right, ducks. In Bangladesh, where Naon lives, food is scarce. Yet thanks to sponsors, families like Naon's now receive 5 to 6 eggs daily from the ducks they've been given. This Christmas, sponsors like you can help a family break free from poverty and build a hunger-free future for themselves. Sponsor a child today.
So many of you are sponsoring a kid, or your school is, but just an option to give ducks through the World Vision catalog, and you could see the benefit to these families. So, and drum roll for the #1 gift in the World Vision gift catalog, it is a goat. So goats are much loved because they multiply. There's goats that children raise from the time that they're babies, and then those goats can multiply into other goats. You could sell the goats and make money for your family so that you could go to school. But there's goat milk. Goats provide up to 16 cups of milk daily. And goats also go to the bathroom, and the manure from the goats help with crops, and they can give a better yield on crops. So, wow, the power of goats is something that we see all over the world. And here's a little story about the impact of goats.
With goats in this area comes wealth. So goats are really sort of the symbol of wealth in this area. When World Vision blesses a family with goats, like for example, our family this time was given 5 goats. So those 5 goats, then they'll teach them how to take care of them. They teach them how to, whether it's vaccinating them or find a local dip tank to bring them in to make sure they're healthy. They teach them how to breed them. Basically, they teach them all kind of farming lessons, veterinarian lessons almost, of how to take care of these goats, right? To how to feed them, how to breed them, how to milk them. And then when they have a good stock of healthy goats, they then have to gift 5 goats to the next family.
So giving that gift to other families, that is what can change an entire community. So one family benefits from a goat, that goat has babies, and then we give the next family some goats. So your gift can multiply if you give a goat. And just imagine the impact of having breakfast every day. I've met many families around the world that it has been such an important difference to have milk in the morning so that kids don't go to school hungry, so they could focus on their studies. So many benefits to goats. So earlier in our time together, we heard from some kids from Alliance who were sharing about their favorite Christmas presents. They checked out the World Vision gift catalog, and they have some selections there of their favorite gifts. And here is what they thought.
I would have to say the goats and the chicken, because the goats can provide like a lot of stuff like goat cheese, goat milk, goat meat, and then the chicken can provide eggs, chicken, yeah.
And my favorite gift from the catalog is the goat, because it can provide meat, the offspring that can sell it, and cheese and milk.
One of the baby goats, because it can provide cheese, milk, offspring for money, and butter.
Everybody loves butter. So what is your favorite gift? You could check out all these gifts in the gift catalog. You heard one kid say chickens. They're in the catalog too. There's other animals there. Check them out if you're thinking about what to give with real impact in the world this Christmas. So we are thankful for you here at World Vision. We have seen time and again, kids and teenagers with a vision and a commitment to do good in the world can accomplish it. And in the season of Christmas that's coming up, what better way to celebrate Jesus's gift to all of us than to love those who he dearly cares for, people in need this holiday. So God bless you, and Merry Christmas to you, your family, and your school. Thanks for joining.